Welcome to the informational session this week, April 16th, 2025, that includes both Cohorts 1 and 2. Our session title is Partnering with Providers of Early Care and Education Programs. The information today is intended to support collaborations between childcare programs and public schools as one way to serve children with disabilities within their communities. As schools begin to offer special education programs and services to children that reside in their catchment area to provide a FAPE, they may begin to consider forming partnerships with early childhood programs in their community to do so. Building effective partnerships means having common goals and understandings that result in mutual benefit. They often happen through dialogue and collaboration. And any agreement that is developed includes clear language that outlines what the partners will do as a result. Today's presentation is intended to support the development of partnerships and provide tips on what would likely be needed in any agreements that are developed. An agreement may be more formal or informal and may include such formats as a memorandum of understanding or a contract. That will be up to the individual needs of the schools and programs involved. We hope to support you to consider a wide range of possibilities as you reach out to partners with programs in your community. There are many entities serving preschool-aged children with and without disabilities. Many have partnered to achieve delivery of high-quality services. These partnerships were formed based on positive relationships that were designed to meet each partner's needs. Documentation describing how partners will operate together to serve the needs of their community was another step in the process. In this graphic, we see that many groups have established partnerships and use such tools as MOUs or contracts or some other type of written agreement. There are agreements between the Department of Ed and CDS, between private childcare and CDS, between school districts and Head Start, and between the department, SAUs, and public pre-K. Today we will be focusing on the development of partnership agreements between private childcare and SAUs. This table is just another way to look at the various agreements presented on the prior slide and shows the partners and the purpose of the agreement. It shows that SAUs partner with many other programs. The last line of the table is the focus of today's presentation, to support school districts to work with childcare programs if it's in the best interest of their school and community to serve their children and families. SAUs and private childcare programs may choose to work together to provide settings and services to the preschool children with and without disabilities in their community. Co-designing a partnership agreement will help establish a written agreement that defines the activities, the supports, the services, and who will be engaged in the work. Partnership agreements can ensure smoother transitions for everyone involved to provide comprehensive services, helping to create high-quality programming with the goal of building everyone's capacity to meet the needs of their community.
Let's talk about the benefits of community partnerships. A great deal of research has taken place in the last 25 years on school and community partnerships. These are the most frequently ascribed benefits. We have improved outcomes for students, improved family engagement and involvement, strong social and emotional development in students, access to a range of high-quality programming to meet unique needs, improved transitions, trust, support, shared responsibility, and increased access to resources. In the next slide, we're going to talk about local stories of success that will highlight a few of these benefits. Currently, CDS has partnership agreements with Head Starts, SAUs, and with countless community and private programs across the state of Maine to ensure FAPE is possible for children with disabilities ages 3 to 5 within the mixed delivery system. And this really highlights that benefit that we mentioned on the previous slide, access to a range of high-quality programming. The next example is Educare partners with both their local SAU and CDS in an effort to provide the space and the types of programming children in their community need. Challenges such as staffing, capacity, and space were overcome by working together and finding creative and flexible ways to share resources and ensure the delivery of services in high-quality settings. And this is a great example of the highlight on the previous slide of shared resources and responsibilities. And then Choices Preschool is an integrated program created through a partnership established through RSU1 or Bath Preschools and community programs that they have found to be successful in serving children in their communities and forming deep connections with families and programs right into elementary school. And this is a really great example of the benefit we mentioned before, that support and trust and shared responsibility can really make a difference. In October of school year 23-24, 20% of the 2,500 eligible preschool children with disabilities, approximately 640 kids, were enrolled in 2 different programs at the same time, part-time in a special education program and part-time in a general education program, meaning that they had they had to perhaps be on multiple bus car rides and learn alongside 2 entirely different sets of classroom expectations, curriculums, and peer groups. Delivering special education services in the program or setting the child is already in, wherever that may be, is possible and could possibly impact children's early childhood educational experience in various positive ways. Now let's talk about an overview of the process of developing partnerships. If you're looking to start a partnership, you've already probably established the need. Do you need to collaborate with other programs to offer a continuum of placement options? Next step would be to review the partners in your area. Who in the community is offering early childhood programming? Then you want to start building relationships once you find the ones that may be the best fit. Are there ways that you can work together to serve community needs? Next is establishing mutual purpose. What are common goals and current capacities? Then put your commitment on paper. What might be our roles, our responsibilities that we can take on? What can we share? And then to maintain a partnership, it's important to have check-ins. How often should we check in on how things are going? Make changes as needed. In our overview of the process of developing partnerships, we mentioned relationship building, and we wanted to spend a little time talking about it since it is an essential and valuable part of working together. Reaching out to community partners signals that we have trust and respect for their work. The ways in which we communicate by inviting participation, sharing that trust and respect, and being clear about how we'll work together all help to strengthen any partnership. When things are challenging or when there is success, true partnerships have empathy for one another and think frequently about the other's well-being. We have some examples of the 4 components of relationship building here. For empathy, you should be willing to come to aid and rescue of the other when is needed. Be a safety net. And then putting yourself in the other person's shoes. Examples of communication would be revisiting the agreement, bringing up issues as they arise, and working to problem solve together, and being willing to ask for help. Trust. State what the problem is. Ask for ideas. And live with uncertainty. Take risks for the greater good. And then finally, respect. Follow those agreed upon roles and responsibilities, and be willing to open and learn from others. All right, when program providers understand each other's programs and have a positive relationship and they understand each other's goals and needs, they may be ready to take the next steps to developing a partnership agreement. Each program contributes to the development of the agreement and shares information and ideas, and there's interest and willingness so they can both begin to develop the details of what their partnership will look like. That includes the who, which could be childcare or program staff, SAU staff, or administrators. The what, which could be age groups, class sizes, supervision activities, delivery of services, what the IEP meetings may need. The when, which could be making calendars align, understanding how many days per week each operates, and how many hours per day, including special education and non-special education hours. The where could be the enrollment setting, the location, and the description of the physical environment. And then finally, the how. This includes physical relationships, transportation, behavior policies and other policies, and what ongoing PD may look like. In summary, collaboration and coordination equals serving communities through effective partnerships. We also have a handout that will be available to you all on the website, and this basically breaks down in detail some tips and tricks for developing a partnership agreement, stemming from our own experiences in having partnership agreements with just about every kind of provider there is in the mixed delivery system. And we hope you find it very helpful. And then if you do have any questions or need any further support, please don't hesitate to reach out to myself, Jacqueline Hersom, or Dr. Sandy Flack. We have our information there and we'll be happy to walk you through the next steps. You can also reach out to your CDS site directors, and I have provided the link for where you can find your local regional director. And you'll find that they're extremely helpful in making recommendations for providers that will be a good fit for you in your area. Lastly, we have a resources page we're providing for you, and that includes that Vimeo clip for the Bath Pre-K and their partnership, in which they really depict what has made that successful to them and their community and how they met the needs of their community through their partnership. I think you'll find it extremely helpful.